Happy New Year, 2023. Wow. I'm going to have trouble remembering to say that for at least 3 months. But today, or maybe yesterday, many of you probably felt like you had a fresh start, which is great. There is nothing wrong with a fresh start. I actually believe they're a really beautiful thing. But don't you want to stop relying on these fresh starts in your health and fitness journey? Is it getting old, getting to January 1st, and having the same goals as last year? Eat healthier, work out more consistently. Yeah, I thought so. So it's time for a mindset check. So this year can be the last year that you start over on January 1st. Hey mama, welcome to the Tough Love Mom Podcast. I know you're here because you're ready to get consistent and finally lose that weight, and you're not afraid of a little tough love. You know what to do to lose weight, but following through on those things feels impossible. You wish you could just feel like your strong, confident self again and want to be a good example for your little ones, but you get thrown off by mom guilt and the unpredictability of motherhood. It's frustrating. Taking on your journey postpartum is hard, but it's not impossible. Hey, I'm Liz, and I've been where you are. I gained a lot of weight in my pregnancies, 90 pounds and then 60 pounds. I needed to lose that weight to take control of my health and honestly just wanted to feel like myself again. With a sustainable approach to weight loss, simple consistency, and working on my mindset, I lost it all in just over a year both times, and I'm here to help you do the same. I believe that we have an ingrained ability to figure out what we need to do, make it happen, and do it in a way that awes the world. If you're ready to stop falling off the wagon, create solid routine and healthy habits, and finally feel your best inside and out, all while enjoying dino nuggets on your salad, you are in the right place. We're about to transform your journey, my friend. Get pumped up. It is tough love time. If you're listening to this the week the episode goes live, I want to remind you that Starting Point School closes for enrollment Saturday, January 7th. In Starting Point School, you're going to learn the foundations of weight loss, how to actually lose weight the right way by taking it one habit at a time. But the difference is, Starting Point School teaches you how to personalize the process to you, to your life, your family, your schedule, your goals. Through the Triple S process, self-honesty, finding your starting point, and staying consistent, you will learn how to identify exactly which one habit to start with, how to truly master it so it no longer takes a ton of white knuckling and mental effort to make these changes, and you'll be well on your way to changing your journey and your life. If you're interested, hurry on over to startingpointschool.co to get all the info and get signed up, because again, the doors close on Saturday. So go get all the info and I'll see you in there. Now, I want to start with a different type of fresh start, because it almost becomes white noise hearing the words fresh start or starting over in relation to our health and fitness journeys. So I'm going to tie it back to Jesus. Now, I am a Christian, and if you're not, keep listening, because logically, you will absolutely still be able to understand this example that I'm going to give. So as a Christian, I believe that when I decided to let Jesus into my life and I declared Christ as Lord, what he did for me and for all of humanity, dying on the cross, it washed away my sins. And me accepting him into my life, that washed away all my sins, all my past mistakes, all my choices not in line with his truth. In other words, a fresh start, a clean slate. Now, that's not the part that's always easy to logically understand. Even sometimes I have trouble grasping it because it's just so sacrificial and mind-blowing, but I'm not going to go there. But this is the part that is more understandable logically that I think you'll latch on to whether or not you believe in Jesus. This is just the best example that I could come up with. So I'm not perfect. So I will never be sinless, right? In the eyes of like the world, I will never be perfect. Meaning, each time that I do fall short of God's perfection, because I will, like that's a guarantee, because I'm not perfect, I'm human, Jesus, is covering it, washing it away because of what he did on the cross, what I believe he did on the cross for me. And that gives me a fresh start, right? Even if it's like little things like getting frustrated with my kids in my mind and the thoughts that I think, or, muttering something under my breath. It's like a sinful, fleshly thing that I'm doing. And he forgives me for that each time. But how frustrating would it be for me? For me, I'm not talking about for God or whatever, because I don't fully understand how he thinks, but how frustrating would it be for me, myself, to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again that I know is not in my best interest? For example, I'm just going to take it back to the college days because this is one of the most tangible examples I got that I think you'll be able to go, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So before going to FCA and learning about Jesus, I partied a lot in college, aka I got drunk on the weekends. Like, we would party. And I had, after going to FCA and learning about Jesus, I had this inward desire to change that because I knew that it wasn't best for me spiritually and just in general. But what if I kept that habit up weekend after weekend, year after year, partying, and didn't change that at all? I don't fully know how God thinks. Like, I don't fully understand that, so I can't speak for him, but I can speak for myself. And if I were to keep that habit up weekend after weekend, year after year, even after accepting Jesus into my life, for me, that would be flat out frustrating because I knowingly would be living misaligned from what I want and how I want to live and how I'm actually living. Those things don't match up. Now, you have such good intentions, such good, pure intentions. And I honor that. I think it's amazing when you see January 1st or a Monday or a new month as a fresh start, because you're making an intentional choice to change something, which is so good. But I want to ask you, how long do you keep doing that until it gets really old or really frustrating? Because it's the same thing. It's a very comparable thing. You want to live a certain way, but what you're doing and the choices you're making day to day is totally misaligned from that. That tension will get to you. Now, there is a healthy level of tension that we have to hold in our lives. It's good to exist where two things can be true at the same time. Like, that's that healthy version of tension. Like the fact that you can't have love without correction, or how you've probably experienced this before as a mom, you can be happy and frustrated or happy and sad at the same time. Like, you can be grateful for your kids. This is the best example because I can relate to it. You can be really grateful for your kids, but really frustrated with them at the same time and like tapped out. Those things can exist at the same time and be true at the same time. And that's like a healthy tension, especially when we can recognize that. But when there's tension because the choices that you make day to day are nowhere near who you know you're called to be or how you're called to show up, that kind of tension gets toxic really quick in your head, mentally, and it will get to you. Now, there is a way out, and it's starting point school, because in that, you're going to take on one change at a time so it actually sticks and becomes sustainable. The change, the first habit you start with is personalized to you, your preferences, your journey. You figure that out through being honest with yourself. Why am I where I'm at right now? Why am I so frustrated in my journey, overwhelmed? What is it that's causing that? Usually that's the first habit you'll tackle, your starting point. And we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out through step 1, the self-honesty piece. Then we'll identify your starting point. And from there, you'll learn how to stay consistent. You will have accountability. So there is an answer to this, to making this the last year you finally start over at the beginning of the year and actually make real change in your life. So you can move forward and progress and not feel like your health and fitness journey is this extra piece in your life that's on your plate and it's weighing you down and it's frustrating and you can never really master it. Like, you don't have to live that way. That doesn't have to be true for you. I hope it's not true for you. I hope you can move past that. And I would love to help you through Starting Point School because that's where the answers lie. So if you're interested, if you want to look at the information, or just if this is the last time you're like, you know what, Liz is speaking to my heart, I just need to do this. I need to pull the plug on what I've been doing on this all or nothing mindset. I keep trying to make work that's not working. And I just need to bite the bullet and do Starting Point School. And I know it's going to take a long time to change these habits one at a time. But I'm willing to put in the mental effort and trust the process and have moments of, why is this taking so long? But trusting that you're focusing on the process and not the outcome. We don't even think about the scale in Starting Point School. We are focused on the process because that is what creates results. When you focus too much on the outcome, you're going to get stressed. You're going to disappoint yourself. You're going to feel let down. So we don't even talk about that, because your process might take 2 months. It might take 8, but you're going to know and be confident about the approach you're taking because you know it will stick. You know it will last. You know it will stay sustainable throughout any season. Because 8 months is a long time. You're going to go through some ups and downs in life, but you know you're going to stay the course because you're doing it in a doable, realistic way as a mom. Starting Point School is tailored to moms. So get in there. startingpointschool.co. Doors close on Saturday, January 7th. They will not open back up till mid to late spring. So make sure you get in there this round because I really want this to be the year you make real change. You stop getting frustrated about fitness and nutrition. That criticism you have of your body and how you're showing up and your mindset, it's gone because you're doing things in a way that stick, that last, that make change. You can live that way. You truly can. It's possible for you. I believe it for you, and I'll believe it for you until you believe it for yourself. So get in Starting Point School so we can walk this journey together. You can get equipped, and you can make real change. startingpointschool.co. Can't wait. Before you go, thank you for spending this time with me on the Tough Love Mom podcast. If this episode encouraged you in any way, the number one way you can thank me is to leave a review letting me know how this show has impacted you. Then send this episode to another mom friend or take a screenshot, post it on social media, and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me on this journey to impact thousands of moms. I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you, sister. Until next time, get after it.